Alright, I wanted to show you a quick video on how to transplant a plant. This is a salvia plant, and honestly I just planted it back here. I think I got it for free, and so I just kind of planted it in the back. I've added some other plants to this particular flower bed, but I've got one in the front that just hasn't quite taken as well. You can already see blooms on this. This salvia plant I put back here last year, and it's already grown quite a bit, and I'm going to show you the difference between this and the one that I planted in a shadier spot. There's a lot of roots from the trees, the aspen trees up front, so might be choking out the plant a little bit, so I'm going to move that plant to a more open space and add some better soil to see if we can make it grow like this one. Alright, so here's the salvia plant up front. It's in kind of this mounded flower bed, and you can see the aspen tree trunks coming down. But on top of that, top of the aspen tree trunks, there's all this ground cover, and maybe that's what's choking it out a little bit. But this salvia plant has actually been up here for, I think this is the third summer. So as you can see, it's got no blooms. It's not really grown much from when I originally planted it. So basically in this, I'm just gonna remove some of this ground cover around it. And really this ground cover grows like crazy, so you don't have to be too careful with it. It's gonna leave an open spot, but probably only for a year or two. And with this particular plant, I'll just use a regular spade shovel and kind of dig around it. You want to basically get that root ball that forms under the ground there. And as long as you can get that in, for the most part, one piece, we're actually going to move it over to what we were working on yesterday. And this is just another example of how sometimes things might not grow best in one spot, but you move them to another spot. So this is some grass. Again, this is probably the third season for it. That looks really good. This is about as big as it gets. Usually you want the taller stuff in the back. So at first I thought maybe I'd move that back, but actually salvia will get really big. So I'm going to try that behind there. But the grass that was behind it, I transplanted into this flower bed. And as you can see, it's kind of weak sauce. It's got just a little bit of green growing in there. I moved it over here yesterday, so we're going to see how it does in this location. I added some potting soil to it to hopefully encourage it to grow. If I could make it look just like this one, it would look pretty good in that back corner, kind of big, and fill out that corner. So there's my spade shovel. I'm going to grab that and dig out that salvia plant. Alright, so I see one of the problems here is you want to dig all around the plant a little bit with your spade shovel, but where my shovel is at right now, there's actually a big tree root butted up right against that. So if you kind of lean out a little bit, you'll see that this whole root ball is coming up. And you can basically dig kind of a matching hole in the new location. You can even see the original potting soil that this plant was put in, kind of mixed in with some of that other dirt, the native soil there. So we'll go ahead and take this spade over to the new location, dig a hole relatively the same size. We want a little bit bigger. We'll put in some more potting soil mixed in with the native soil and hopefully encourage it to grow a little bit more. Alright, so as I'm digging the new hole, I'm noticing there's a big root, and that comes from your aspen trees. Those roots go out for probably as many feet as the tree is tall. And it's pretty thick tree root. So I've got a pair of loppers And if you pick these up, these are great for tree trimming. I use them for roots like this. You're not going to get a spade shovel to get through that. And I don't know if I can do this one-handed. We'll try it. Looks like I can. But usually they're pretty wide gripped. Helps you cut cleanly through that root. You can discard it, continue digging your hole. Alright, so I got the hole dug. I brought the plant over, and I kind of prepped some soil here. And what I found that works pretty good is if you take some soil, some good soil that is, and mix it in with some of this potting soil, you get a nice mixture that the roots will bury into and get accustomed to. The soil that I pulled out, if you look at it, notice there's actually a little bit of clay and sand in there. So we're going to I dug the hole a little bit deeper than needed to be. We're going to throw some of this good mixture down there. And go ahead and take our plant. And that actually might be a little bit too deep. So I'll pull it back out and put some more of this mixture underneath it. Okay, so the reason I did that was so that the level on the dirt of the plant is about level with the dirt that's already here. So what you want to do is take your mixture of soil and use it to go around the plant and backfill. If you need to use some of the other soil that you dug the hole out of, you can use that too. And then of course, use our mulch. We'll get a little bit more mulch to pretty it up, but that's pretty much how you're wanting to do it. Again, I moved the grass actually from almost that exact spot. So I'm putting this there with a little bit more of the potting mixture mixed in with some good dirt. Give it a couple months, see how it does. If this video was helpful, please like and subscribe.